Alrighty, so more Warframe, and it's another I Pick You Choose video between two of the most powerful rifles in the game, and in some respects two of the most powerful weapons in the game as well. Now both of these are seen as try-hard weapons or shit just got real kind of setups that a lot of us run with when we're wanting to bust heads in high level missions, or even just show off I guess in low level missions. So it is between the Boltor Prime and the Soma. It's the meat grinder versus the Crit King. Now both of these weapons in the video have 5 polarity slots, so the Boltor is formed with 4 times and my Soma is formed with 3 times, because I did reform one of the slots, the D polarity on the Boltor Prime, and the Soma comes with 2 polarities as well. The Soma is first up, and for a long time it is seen as the best rifle in the game by a mile. The Soma, its crit build could wipe whole rooms in nearly a single clip of its 100 round magazine. So if we take a quick look at its stats, what you've got is, like I said, a very large magazine with 100 rounds. Got a high rate of fire even with its wind up speed of 8 bullets. It's very accurate even at range. It's got the second highest critical chance of any of the primary weapons of 30%, and it benefits greatly from elemental mods because elemental mods are amplified by the critical damage. And like I said, it comes with 2 V polarity slots. Now the downside of the Soma, which there aren't many of, you do need to be mastery rank 6 to wield this bad boy, and it has got a low base damage which leaves it really weak without modding for critical build. So if you mod for anything except crit, then this weapon is not really that good. It's got a medium recoil which can affect your accuracy, and it's got a slightly longer reload than most of the other rifles. To be honest, none of these minor downsides should stop you grabbing the Soma once you hit the right mastery rank to do so. And as for modding my Soma, I don't normally show builds, but I will leave a link in the description to the 3 builds for each of these weapons, my Soma and my Boltor Prime, in the description below, and it will take you to the Warframe builder site, which it's an okay site for tweaking or setting up weapons to give you a kind of a rough idea as to what kind of DPS or damage you might get off a weapon. So take a look if you want. You might have a better build than me, and by all means feel free to link it in the comment section if you do. Which of course leads us to the Boltor Prime. So in the red corner, and the challenger to the Soma's crown as the best rifle in game, is of course the Boltor Prime. Now it basically pins bitches to walls, like I've said in several videos already, and it leaves nice ornaments of all of your enemies just hanging out I guess for the day. It's relatively new to the game after first appearing in update 12.4, and it came along of course with Rhino Prime and that. And the call for the nerf bat has followed this thing non-stop. Loads of people wanted nerfed, crying left, right and centre, which I don't fully understand. It is pretty hard to obtain the Boltor Prime unless you're lucky, or really lucky with the RNG, or if you just go right out and buy it with platinum. As for its stats, it's got a really high base damage of 54, it deals high puncture damage, which is great against all armoured enemies. It's got a really high rate of fire, and it has one of the highest single target DPS of all primary weapons, second behind the Bow Prime. Now it ragdolls enemies as well, dealing damage to enemies behind them. It basically sends them flying. Anything in the way behind them will take damage. It's also got a decent enough status chance, low recoil, and comes with 2 polarity slots, a D and a V, which like I said I removed my D for another V. And its bad points, much like the Soma, there aren't really many of them. Its projectiles have a small amount of travel time, which means sometimes you do need to aim a little bit in front of your enemies if they're running and you do like to lead your targets. It has got really low impact damage, it deals 0 slash damage, making it really ineffective against lightly armoured targets, and it has got a really low crit chance, so there's no point in modding for crit. As far as ammo efficiency goes, it's not really that good, and you might need a rifle ammo mutation mod if you don't have a decent secondary like the Murloc Brack and so on, some of the other really good ones, maybe the Angstrom as well. And you can only get the Boltor Prime's parts in the void, so you do, like I said, need to pray to the RNG gods if you are farming for this thing, or if you're going to buy the parts in the trade chat, then you are going to need a little bit of platinum behind you, and you do need 10 Oracle cells to craft it, which aren't really that hard to find anymore as well. So like I said, I will also have the link to my 3 Boltor Prime builds in the description below, and they're not that half bad. Of course, like I said though, if you have better, by all means feel free to link me it, let me know what you think of mine as well. So that's the 2 weapons to pick and choose between. Which do you prefer, or which would you love to get your hands on if you don't have either of these already? My personal choice is probably the Boltor Prime at the minute, but I do still love to run with the Soma every so often just for those colourful numbers. So don't forget to leave a comment and hit that like button, as it really helps me out if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you haven't already for more Warframe content, and as always, thanks very much for watching.